Live on YouTube.
And we're live on the Twitch.
And we don't know where Emma is. She's probably hiding because she's either reading this or hasn't finished yet.
That's right. She didn't finish. Correct. Wait, am I visible? Wait, is that better? Or should I do it?
I had to get a snack too because I'm starving. We've been on live stream for 2 hours. Now we're going to do another live stream.
I know. Uh-oh. Shoot.
We can say shit.
There we go.
We're going to say cock about 1,000 times. You can say shit.
Okay. All right. Don't fall over. Okay, that I have to do. I don't know. I just re-upped on coffee, so I'm going to have to pee in like 20 minutes.
I did that. I didn't have enough time.
Number 2. This is cup number 2.
I was smart enough to remember that the bathroom up here doesn't have toilet paper in it right now. But I didn't have enough time. They didn't have enough time to like get toilet paper. And like I remembered that I needed to get more soap for up here. So I grabbed that. It's just sitting on my bed right now because I just ran back to my bed. You know, base camp.
That's right. Your headquarters. Command center.
It's gonna move. It's gonna be the command center is gonna be official. Hopefully by the end of the month. But
I love it.
Den of Vipers.
Den of Vipers.
Emma is alive and she is showing up. We have Emma on YouTube's.
I just got home.
Get on the Twitch, Emma's.
I'm working on it. I gotta plug him. I got hold on.
I know. We have all of the streaming things going.
One day we will be not poor and we'll pay for something that'll multi-stream.
Right. As soon as this makes us a little moolah.
I know. I just got home from meeting my friend.
I didn't even notice the man left. Let me paint the scene. We were so engrossed in our conversation about passing. I didn't even notice he left. I am sitting in front of the window that faces his car.
And he drove by you.
And I did not see him leave. He parks right there. Missed it all.
Bye, Emma.
At the clubhouse. I
didn't know mine came back. I like when you put something on the camera and then pull it off. It's like you're doing a magic trick.
I'm so sorry.
Device is not connected. Okay, here we go.
I had to prop up my iPad.
Okay.
Hi, beautiful lady. How's my twin?
We're matching for today. We're doing well. I just got back from Barnes & Noble, and I called my mom. I was like, I accidentally bought books. And she's like, how do you accidentally buy books? And I'm like, well, I went in there trying not to buy any, and then I bought 5.
It happens, Mom. Sometimes you accidentally buy books.
It happens.
And then I also had to go get the Mother's Day gift pack and card. And apparently I got my clothes from Target. So I had to grab that. I came in, I parked my car, ran in the house. She's like, you have a box from Target. I'm like, I'm getting yelled at from all angles. I gotta go. And I grabbed the box and I ran upstairs.
It's like the TBR SmutDown girls are yelling at me. You're yelling at me. Just stop it.
It's like, I'm trying so hard. I drove so fast. None of it was the speed limit.
Well, we were running late too. Because
how did the passing conversation go? I need to listen to it.
Oh my!
It was very good.
I'm kind of still on a high from it.
A high.
I am. I'm on a high from it. It was a good breakdown of this part 1 of the book.
We talked for like 2 hours, and we kind of had to start speeding it up at the end because I was like, shit, you know, we have to be on another live in like 10 minutes.
Right. I mean, it got that close.
So we all just ran in here.
Yeah, we looked up and it was like 3:42 or something like that.
Yeah, we were like, shit.
You know what? It happens. Okay,
I still don't have anything for my mother for Mother's Day, but since I always buy her a plant, that's easy.
Oh, I forgot I ordered some of these.
Oh, you could have sent her something from one of those plant companies. There are some cool ones I want to try. It's like the interwebs knows that I want to do plant things anyway.
But I'll still have to go see her, so I might as well just take a plan and bring it to her.
That's so true.
There we go. I'll use it. I'm gonna be the letdown of the group. I only got to page 300.
That's all right. Nothing much really happens other
And
than
you
more
know
sex.
what? That's probably where it should have ended. Oh, did I say that?
I started to get bored.
You were warned.
The only thing I'm still kind of holding out for is her and Garrett, and I'm probably gonna read till that, and then maybe count it in my Goodreads and say I read the whole thing. But I'm not probably gonna finish it because I deserve financial compensation for my eyeballs.
Yeah.
It was a book.
Yes, it was that. It was that.
I truly enjoyed the beginning of it. Like, I was really enjoying it.
I was having fun.
And then it just, I don't know. It's I got so numb to the whole story. It was like trying so hard to be shocking that I eventually just stopped caring.
I think once you read Diesel's section, you can't.
It's just downhill.
Because the amount of times I was just like, no. It kept getting worse.
Yes, it did.
But I did, after that, when he got like the tattoo of like the bird, I was like, okay, that's kind of cute. Like, it's fucked up beforehand, but like I was like, that's nice, that's cute.
Well, sometimes Diesel's cute, but in reality,
a weird way. Also,
like,
I don't know why I got to the part where
a psycho.
They are not all brothers like by blood. It's only just Ryder and Kenzo, and part of that just made me feel a lot better because I was like, wait, they're all 4 fucking related. I'm too weirded out with all of the sharing of the same person.
Somehow I missed that.
Yes, there are 2 of them. For a while, I thought it was Garrett and Ryder for some reason, but then I remembered it. I figured it out that it's Kenzo and Ryder.
Are actual brothers, and then they met Garrett after he was in like a fighting ring, and then they found Diesel when he was like doing assassin work, and then they all just kind of got together, and they were their own little.
Like how you meet all your friends, all the ways you find your friends.
Look at that. So what's a found family story?
Yeah, it's found family.
Absolutely not.
Ryder, what's her stupid name? Roxy is actually like kind of like their mom, you know. Yeah. She just brings them all together.
Yeah, I mean, she's the MILF.
She does like coochie therapy. Like
exactly.
She breaks through walls with her coochie, and she just gets them to like.
It has power.
Coochie power, man.
Also,
merch. I was thinking Roxy in the beginning. I liked Roxy.
I still like her. She's kind of weird, kind of losing it, I think. But I totally forgot until I watched Alyssa's vlog, which if you're watching this, go watch it after this. I was watching it. I don't remember that this is in England or it's in the UK until Alyssa mentioned it. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm picturing this in like desert west, like Southwest America is where it was.
You know, it took a few chapters, and I was like, I should have picked up on it every time they called pants trousers.
Right.
I was like, nobody calls pants trousers. Right. Unless you're British. And then I don't
even think I like noted that. I feel like there was another word where I was like, that's kind of weird.
There were a couple of words. Also, what time frame? Where are we at with time?
I think it's like generically modern times.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she went into depth there. I just didn't think it needed like a plot, like that whole kidnap thing. And I'm sorry, the ending, this like forced marriage thing, like this book didn't need that. Like I get that is a trope for romance, the happily ever after. Like I get that.
Does she marry all 4 of them?
She illegally marries all 4 of them.
And my thing is, look, I understand romance has
yes, the man who marries them is under duress. Like I think like Diesel's like birding him or something. Like they're doing like they basically force someone to marry them.
Marry us all or you die. And I get that romance.
And they all get down on one knee.
Right. It's so cheesy.
And present a ring.
It's so dumb.
That's
sorry.
too
It's just so
much.
dumb.
That's doing too much. That is
Why
no.
couldn't the happy ending just be the fact that they're all the Den of Vipers together, including Roxy? Why couldn't that just be the happy ending? Why do we have to do that whole thing?
I don't know. That whole epilogue could have been removed from the book, plus several other hundreds of pages, and it would have been fine.
Yeah,
but
in case folks y'all don't know, this is a chunker. Like this is
640.
I don't mind a chunker.
I don't know why it's this long. I don't know why it's
this doesn't need to be this long.
We like chunky books. We like chunky books where it's actually a good story from beginning to end. This was not. You could have kept this bad boy off at 350, maybe 320, maybe 290.
I mean, at some point you're like, all right, they're gangbanging again. I get it. Like, everybody wants to have sex with Roxy. Yay. Like,
yeah.
And then you're trying to force a plot into it. Then it's like, well, let's force a plot. No, we don't need a plot. We're okay. We just have some sex.
It's just really hard for me to believe.
End story.
It's just hard for me to believe that there's these 4 men who consistently and constantly want to have sex with this one woman.
And they're never jealous of each other.
Also, is she they don't use condoms.
Yeah, she must have the strongest birth control ever because she's constantly filled with semen.
It's not even mentioned. There's no pill mentioned or any form of birth control. She just magically does not get pregnant. Like, if you are having unprotected sex that often, something's got to change.
Nobody's tested for anything. Nobody's tested for anything.
Nope, not a one.
Also,
whatever, they all have
the
things.
Diesel scene, I'm like, with that many fluids and blood and mixing together, I feel like you can catch something with that.
Yeah.
Itching somewhere. Somebody's scratching for sure.
Somebody's scratching
for sure. Somebody's got the BV or the trick. Somebody's got something. Somebody's got
that entire scene.
I mean, in my life more often. It's just somebody scratching.
Somebody's scratching.
I just during her and Diesel's scene, I just kept thinking everything is getting in your coochie, and when there's blood that's not yours involved, I just feel like you're asking for some sort of infection.
Yeah. Diesel just makes it so that they all have some sort of disease, because there's no way. Like 3 of the 4 could be clean, right? Fine. All right, sure, maybe you're clean. But the amount of fluids that Diesel plays with and the places he puts them, there is no way.
There's no way.
Cross-contamination.
Exactly. In all the wrong places. I also did get to the scene where they like gave her all the presents. I was like, that's nice. I would enjoy that.
That was nice.
Got it.
You know what we should have did, Alyssa? We should have keyed up your video and played some of the pieces from your video in the stream, because it's really good. Anyway, go to Nerdy Nurse Reads YouTube channel and watch her Den of Vipers video, because it's really funny.
Thank you, guys. It's just there's just very weird things that they all do. Like,
yeah,
it's just weird, and I would not be comfortable with half of the things that they do. And it's not even like the stuff that's like really messed up. Like, we didn't even get there. It just feels really weird all the time. Like, it's so rapey. It's so rapey.
So rapey.
What? What were we talking about the other day about consensual, non-consensual sex?
Because Desperate Measures.
This whole book is consensual, non-consensual sex. And like,
but the thing is like, this book, I know all the reviews have all the trigger warnings, but the thing that I liked about Desperate Measures is that there is an actual content warning at the beginning of the book. There is nothing like that with this, and I feel like this probably needs it more.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would be very interesting. Like we are people that have been around the block, right? Like, we know some things. Like, imagine not knowing anything and reading this and thinking that this is what a relationship might be like, or like, this is what being an adult is like, or like picking up anything like, this is what a sexual relationship should be like.
That's terrifying.
I'm scared.
Absolutely terrifying.
Like, I can't donate this. I can't put it in my little free library box, because someone's going to pick it up and no.
That would be
Because
funny.
there's no warning. There's no warning. And like say someone like picks it up and they start reading it and they're like, what the fuck? Who put this in here?
At least maybe like on the cover, say what it is, like a dark. What is this classified as? A dark,
Reverse harem.
What
It's a
the
dark
heck does that
romance
even mean?
reverse harem. Reverse harem
Well, at
means
least have
having
that
one
right
man and
here
lots of
to give
women. It's
someone
one
an
woman and
idea.
lots of.
Oh, well,
You should have
I
some.
would think at a minimum, just put like a dark reverse harem romance, at least.
Yeah, because there's no
Because
word.
Yeah.
at least somebody can Google it, right?
It doesn't hurt. You can even just like put it over the ISBN. Like you ever see that where it says it like right over the ISBN? It'll be like young adult fantasy. Like you could write dark romance reverse harem.
Right.
Like and it's not obtrusive. Like
Right.
you can still have your like the cover is awesome. Like the cover
is
sick. Like I love it.
I love it.
So that's why I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm keeping it. Also because I
I'll
wrote it.
probably finish it, or I'll read as much as I physically fucking can. But
Also, can we just
I
make a gripe about just like everything that has sex scenes in it? Shower sex is not sexy. It is somebody always drowning, somebody cold, somebody's like falling. It's awkward positions. It is not.
Yeah.
It is not. It's just.
It's not.
PSA.
Guys.
Shower sex is not worth it.
It's not.
Find a flat surface.
Get comfortable because that's
old
not
ladies. Giving you advice. We're telling you.
I have not participated in that, but good to know.
Listen, Emma. Don't waste your
Don't.
time. Don't waste your time.
Don't. Somebody is drowning in this scenario. There's always someone stuck under a shower head drowning.
Yeah. And the probability of slippage and hurting yourself
high. So high.
Worth it, ma'am. Not worth it.
And then you have to explain it why you fell in the shower.
And why you weren't alone when it happened.
Don't do it. It's not sexy. It isn't sexy.
What are they doing?
It's sexy in here.
It's
sexy in here. It is not sexy in the actual shower.
Yeah. Kind of like when you do those things on the beach. Remember, the beach has sand. Yeah. Think about it.
I never understood that. When you're like, he took me against a tree. I'm like, what? What if there's poison oak on the tree?
Hello.
Now you got poison oak on your coochie? Like, no.
Come on, man. Come on.
Isn't that how like Bridgerton, like in the first episode, like I think her brother's like one of the first things we see of her brother is like fucking someone against a tree. And I'm just like, no. Yeah. Why is that?
Oh, what's it up against an RV van kind of a thing?
In Bridgerton? Where are you finding an RV van?
I mean, like a little, I don't know. Was it a tree? I thought it was some kind of a carriage or something.
Oh, carriage. Oh, an RV van?
It might have been a carriage. It might have been a tree.
And carriage.
Anthony Bridgerton was wild, and I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. But that's a note from the old ladies: skip the shower, skip the beach.
Skip the shower, skip the beach.
The beach always makes me that idea has never.
Ground.
Yeah, just forget it.
Skip the hot tub.
No,
that one just sounds like your juices in a soup, and I don't like that idea.
It is.
All I'm saying is, with these things we're talking about, you're just asking for trouble. So
you're asking for a yeast infection. You're asking for abrasions in your lady parts. You're asking for a slip and a fall and an accident you don't want to explain. You're asking for a lot of stuff, and possibly a near drowning.
Boom. Okay.
Sex lessons with the old ladies.
Right. Hashtag that.
We're a good time. So we're up for part time.
If we each had to pick one of the Vipers, who would you pick?
Oh crap, I forgot who I picked. Wait a minute.
I still really like, I don't know, Ryder.
I really like Kenzo because he's just really sarcastic and funny. But I also feel like I could start to like Garrett.
I feel like Diesel.
But I do like Diesel. I do like Diesel and I do like Garrett.
I liked Garrett too. It's between Garrett and Ryder.
Mine
These
is between
are
Kenzo and
things
Garrett.
that should never be in you, in your butt.
He's a maniac.
Also, when he like swapped it from like one hole to the next, I'm like, did you clean anything?
No.
There's no cleaning here. There's no preventative measures. There's nothing.
We go back to front to back, and nobody cares. Nobody gets a UTI. Everything's fine.
Right.
Nobody pees after. Pee after sex. Why is nobody peeing after sex?
Do we know the importance of doing that? If you skip this, you are also asking for trouble.
Pee after your ultrasounds too.
Yes, you pee after anytime anything goes in your lady parts.
That's
and
something
you don't
they should
ever
tell
go
you.
back to front with something. No.
Never.
No.
Who does that?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
That makes me nervous.
It should.
Never go back to front.
It should.
We didn't know. Nobody knew this was going to turn into a sex talk, like an actual lesson.
I feel like they could expect a lot worse from a discussion on this book.
That's true.
Honestly,
we're giving you feminine hygiene discussions.
I just want to know who
air your lady parts.
Good.
April.
April did.
April really
thought this was good.
From beginning to end?
She thought that some of it could be cut out, but she really enjoyed it.
I did too like the first 200, 300 pages.
About where fun. Emma is where I started. Yeah, you lost me.
I'm at page 300 exactly. I just want, I want to get through like this, like the Garrett scene.
I like Garrett because I feel bad for Garrett, but I also feel like we didn't get. I feel like he has this whole backstory, and either I stopped paying attention and I missed some of it, and I feel like it wasn't explained well, or it just wasn't explained well. Like, what was her point? Like, why was she fucking him up so badly? Like, I don't get it.
Like, why apparently,
was she so mad at Garrett that
from what I gather, there's like a girlfriend who like fucked him up in the back, and just he's mad about it. He's got mommy issues, maybe. Who knows?
No, it's this girlfriend that he was like gonna ask to marry him, and she like goes all psycho on him. But like, why? Do you know why? I don't remember why.
I don't know why.
I'm not there.
It just seemed like such. I think I checked out somewhere, and I just didn't.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to admit, that there were very large chunks of this book where I was listening, but I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
It just kind of went, ooh, right over
I just still commend you for listening to this book.
I listened to it in British radio, like Android voice, so reading it to me. British Siri read it to me with like no inflections. Yeah. Well, and like weird inflections. If you make Siri read to you, she has like weird inflections. So
well, she's not meant to read like whole things.
Right. Yeah.
It's just really funny.
It was very interesting. Very.
So
this was my first smutty book. My very first one. I could not solely read this in my reading life. I would be
absolutely not.
But this was fun, most of it, and it was a good time for a buddy read. Like, this is a great book for a fun buddy read. We had a good time with our crazy reactions and all that. It was great.
And you'll still be getting crazy reactions from me as I continue to read this.
Right.
I'm for that.
I'm the gift that keeps on giving because I'm slow.
Yes, you are. You're just our gift in general. Oh, wait, why is Garrett just tattooing everybody at home? Did that not seem weird to you?
He's a professional, so no one else has to touch him.
But, like, did he? I don't know. Like, I just feel like I just was flipping through and I saw about Garrett tattooing everybody at home again. And it's just like, how is that even clean? Like, does he have a space for it? Like,
I'm sure they have everything. They have a restaurant. They have like a bunch of stuff in their house. So I'm sure
they do have a whole like compound.
They are entrepreneurs.
So, yes, they have everything.
So they might just have a tattoo like studio. Just chilling
and like,
somewhere.
Why is Diesel allowed to just kill everybody all the time? Like they're like out and about. Someone like looks at Roxy and he's like, "I'll cut you in half," and nobody cares.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, but like,
Because he's
if
in
they're
charge.
that powerful, why do people even bother them? Just leave them alone.
I think people like to just tempt with fate.
Just
Or
like
maybe people think like, I will be the person that actually wins this fight with Diesel. People are nuts.
people are dumb.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that is dumb after seeing all that.
Yeah.
People are dumb.
He makes me think of a Criminal Minds episode. Like Diesel would be on a Criminal Minds episode.
Diesel would be on an SVU episode. He'd be on a true crime episode. He'd be on Making a Murderer. He'd be on Discovery ID all day.
Oh, Making a Murderer. That was a good time.
He is.
My mom has
Something
taken to
else.
watching a lot more Criminal Minds, and I'll like sit and I can only watch like for a hot second because whenever they cut to like the villain, the criminal doing whatever they're doing. Like this one episode she was watching the other day, it was set in Detroit. This criminal was taking homeless people from the Cass Corridor in Detroit, crossing the border to Canada, killing them and slicing them up and feeding them to his pigs.
Oh!
And I was like,
That sounds
Mom,
pretty
how
standard.
do you watch this without? And they like show it, and he's like very meticulous. I'm like, I feel so creeped out. I can't. First of all, too close to home, in the most literal sense ever.
You know, all those TikToks that are like the girl just sitting in their bed with like a face mask on, like eating popcorn, and it's like, and his legs were cut off, and his arms were cut off, and his eyebrows were waxed. I'm like, that's me. I don't care. I'm like, fine.
I just,
all right.
it was so hard for me, and then like, he makes me think of that. My mom watches Criminal Minds before bed, and I'm just like, are you okay? Who hurt you?
I go to sleep to murder mysteries often.
I just get scared. I'm the biggest weenie, and I feel like icked
I'm
out.
not okay. No,
That's funny.
I did once go on like when I was still living in the city. I must have spent like a weekend just like binging SVU episodes, and then I finally left my apartment and I like to go get a snack or something, and I was suddenly really like creeped out. I was like, oh shit! I've just been watching people get raped and murdered in New York City for like 2 days, and here I am walking down New York Avenue, like going to get a snack. Like, is someone gonna throw me in the river?
Oh my god!
Hey,
Hi.
The picture is interesting.
So, anywho, so
I don't know.
sorry to cough into the mic.
I don't know, guys.
Did you guys give this book a rating?
Huh?
2 stars?
Did you rate it?
2 stars?
1, 2 star.
Somewhere in there. I'll tell you in a second.
I don't.
Do we regret reading this? That's the real question.
I mean, I can never get this time back. It's fine. It's fine. It was a very fun buddy read, and I think
the experience around it is good. When I'm actually reading it, I really question a lot of things. So, like, I think it's a 50-50.
I think that I regret reading Tampa, the Coochie book, more than I regret reading this.
Right.
Because I feel like Tampa's not fun. Tampa doesn't look fun.
No.
This can be kind of fun.
And this can be kind of fun. It's very over the top, so I can suspend my belief, and be like, yep, all right, this isn't real. God, I hope this isn't real. I hope there isn't somebody getting a knife in their
special parts. It better not be. Oh God, yeah. It's just, yeah.
It has suction, people. You can't just stick anything in there. Right. That's how you end up in
You need to have something with a flared base.
Or a handle.
And not handle first blade out.
Human.
Because you can't grab the blade.
Huh?
Because it goes in handle first. You can't just grab the blade. What are you going to do?
No.
Yeah. Figure that one out.
Oh, sorry.
Also,
Anyway,
when they were having that moment and the knife was in her butt and he got stabbed, did it like stab him in like the pelvic area?
I think it's like hitting him in his like lower abdomen. And then she sews him up,
Wild.
which I don't understand. How is that like clean? Like
We're just all just
I have a lot
'Cause
of
the whole-
hygiene issues.
one
with this book.
infection away from dying, or at
So
least
many-
getting sepsis.
So many
That's what I was
hygiene
thinking. I was like,
questions.
someone's gonna get sepsis and it's all over.
You know,
Den of sepsis.
right, right. I just want to know, why did she have to make this so long?
I don't know.
There were several times when I was reading this and it felt like the end. Oh, but no, it just kept going.
She could have
forgot.
made this into like mini books, like little like section, like novellas almost, and like make them into like a little series, like little companion books.
Actually, this would have been a fun little series. You know, the Den of Vipers, like, you know, they're a team.
And you would have gotten a break.
Yeah.
And you would have gotten a break between books.
You could have made them like 200 pages, 250 tops.
Because Miss K.
Cool.
Miss K.A. Knight knows how to write a series. It's all on the back. So
I just like, there was definitely the point where I really remember thinking, oh, this is over. And then realizing that it just clearly couldn't have been and being very disappointed was there was a point right before they realized they still have to like go get Garrett back where I had now forgotten that Garrett was even taken away. And I was like, and it seemed like it summed up and I was like, great. And then they're like, the next chapter was like, well, we got to go get Garrett. And I'm like, oh shit. Man, now there's more of this. Like,
right.
Like there could have been like, you know, the size of Desperate Measures. She could have split this up into like those sizes and just split up the story.
Yeah, it would have been much easier to read. Like easier on the reader. You wouldn't have gotten bored.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff. Because I went to her page and I was like, oh, she's got a lot of books. She has a lot of books.
Aw, Aaliyah's sister looks pretty. Sorry, I got distracted. Welcome to my life.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, this was fine. It was fun for the most part. Again, a great book to read with other friends because
the shock value
get
for
a
the
kick out
first
of
like
things.
half, I feel like is fun to see how other people react. And I'm very excited that we're moving on up in the smut world, moving on to Katie Roberts books.
I got
Very
excited.
I have the audiobook. It'll be part of my driving and vacationing extravaganza.
You'll probably finish it like before you even get out of New York.
Well, my goal is to listen to A Little Life on the way down and try not to kill myself while doing it.
I should not laugh. That was not funny.
That was not funny. Suicide isn't funny, but I might want to, depending on how depressing the book is. But
yeah,
that's why I don't want to read that book because I don't want to be sad.
Well, that's why I brought it.
I like books.
I want to read A Little Life, but I think it's going to tear me apart. Does anyone want to read it with me? This is how it started.
What is it about? Is it about?
I like to be sad, so
I don't really know. I don't read synopses like that.
All I know is it's about
gay people, bad things happening.
Yeah, it's about 3 boys growing up. So,
like during a time frame, like as a historical fiction, like.
I think it starts in like the 80s or 70s or something like that, and they grow up, and it follows the 3 of them and their friendship through their lives, and it's very sort of harsh.
I mean, it's the story of these 3 gay guys, and it's not pleasant, and it doesn't get.
So, like is it like centered around like the AIDS epidemic almost?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We haven't read it. We are telling you everything we know.
Are you a person who reads the full synopsis of books? If you are, just read it because I don't like reading the whole thing. I just need
to know like the basic premise, But
I read enough to know if it sounds interesting.
I genuinely thought it was like World War II.
Oh no.
No, I think it's like in the
Emma,
80s or something.
Emma, I'm reading this. I don't really read historical fiction, especially if it's World War II.
Oh, I love World War II historical fiction.
I don't know what it is with
history. I'm a basic white person. I love World War II.
But I'm still historical fiction is very hit or miss for me. Some of it I love, some of it I'm like, why did I even read this? And I'm still trying to figure out what type of historical fiction I actually enjoy. Because I have not been able to pin it down just yet.
Well, Emma's going to tell us what time period it is.
Oh, but
I
also
think
in terms of A Little Life, I think
we hit the 80s.
This author's work. I wanted to read his work.
I can't say his name.
It's Hanya
I'm
Yanagihara.
not trying.
It's like Hanya
Yanagihara.
There's too many syllables for my poor mouth that it can't do it.
No, it's when for.
Don't read it out loud. Oh.
I was just gonna say for friends.
You know why I also don't like reading the full synopsis? Well, number one, I don't want to know everything about it going in, and also I'm terrified it'll ruin something in the story for me. So that's
thrillers do that often. I feel like thriller synopsises. They often ruin the book when they're thrillers. I feel like they give too much away. I usually just kind of like beginning end. I'll read because usually at the bottom it'll be like this thrilling ghost story from James Patterson, whatever it is, and you're like, okay, ghost story. I like ghost stories.
Somebody gave this a very in-depth 1-star review.
I actually hate when people do that. Says somebody who wrote like a 27-page long response to why I don't like Once Upon a River.
God, that book.
Someone called it, this book is pure trauma porn.
It is.
I've heard that
it is trauma porn, or I guess trauma porn is. I feel like there's another version of that phrase that I've heard, but
anyway,
it's just sadness upon sadness. But that's gonna be my drive, and that's why we're gonna make sure that I don't.
We gotta get you like a fun book.
Yeah, and then I'll read all the other ones. On the way home, I'll read bunch of fun ones.
Yeah, one of my.
I'm still working my way through the effed up book tag, and so like this month is not like a terribly happy month.
I feel like this like kind of counted a little bit.
How was that going? I know you were kind of like,
this one. It's still a little. I don't do. Trying to figure out like how to phrase it. It's harder for me to get into a lot of Nigerian writing, I think, because I just don't understand Nigerian culture because I don't know enough about it. And a lot of the writing, especially like this, there's a lot of cultural things that are mixed in. So sometimes I just feel really disconnected. So it's hard for me to stay in the story. And that's not a book thing. That's a me thing. It is very interesting. I can see how it's sort of a play on the Odyssey. It is very sad. So this is actually for the like Hanayanagari like trauma porn effed up. It's just sadness upon sadness. This book's for that. So and I can see that like as this guy's going on this journey, it's not great.
Right.
But it is good. It's well written. There's moments that are really, really, really great. There's moments where I feel like he's just not great to women, and I don't like that part. It's good. I'm like halfway through, a little more than halfway.
Okay, well, I told you when I was in the store some months ago, my cashier recommended that book to me.
It's good.
She was like, it's so good. I mean, she was just like gushing about this book. And I was like, I love you. Be my friend.
It is really good. There's a lot of discussion of like different socioeconomic levels and how they play off of each other, of like the white man's language and like traditional language and like white things like the white man brought and things that are more traditional and like ancestral magic. And it's told from basically like his chi or like whatever, I guess, like the part of you, the soul of you that gets rebirthed all the time. That's the narrator. So it's told basically from like his inner self. So it's a really neat story, and it's well done. But I don't know enough about the culture, so sometimes I just feel like I miss certain things, and it's just like passing me by.
Yeah.
And I wonder what, like, if I was a Nigerian brought up with some even small amount of understanding of that culture, what they would find in it or say about it or think about it.
I mean, that's true. And we could say that about a lot of books. Having some kind of an understanding about maybe the place where it's set in or the time in which it's set in. If you have some kind of previous knowledge about that, that's going to give you a different perspective when you read that story versus if you came and not knowing anything about the place or the, you know, the setting or the timing or whatever. So,
and there's definitely like cultures and settings that I know more about just from either like my lived experiences going around and studying and meeting people and knowing people. And I just don't know a lot about different African cultures really. And so like from a lot of African literature, I have to do a little bit more work to understand some things so I don't miss major moments, because it's just, and it's sad because we don't get taught those things. I don't feel like unless you seek it out, but like you get a lot of other, like a lot of European, a lot of like Russian, like even some of the East Asian things, you get pieces of that. Latin America, we get a lot of those influences here, I feel like, more easily than we get other places. Like
that's true.
Just in particular Africa. So unless you have that in your normal life sphere, it's part of your living experience. I just don't think we have as good of a grasp on that just out of the gate, which is sad. But that's why you have to read these things. But I mean, it's definitely interesting, and that's why you read diversely. Because how else am I going to learn all this stuff?
Right. This is what TBR Lowdown is here for, to help you diversify your bookshelves.
It's not just about horrible smut. It is also about actual good books.
TBR SmutDown is just an added bonus.
The SmutDown is our break. The SmutDown is our life is difficult. You know, we've been in a panty. We need something in our life.
Yeah.
We've been in a panoramic for too long.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we need to get off the Pandora's box sometime, and sometimes you just need a little smut to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So spice up your life, diversify your shelves.
Hey,
live your life.
Join our Discord.
We need to get you one of these, by the way.
I need one. Also, one day you're gonna have to give me the grand tour of the Strand. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my God. Can we like plan that in conjunction so all three of us can go? Because I want to go back to the Strand so bad.
We can definitely plan that group trip. Yes.
TBR Lowdown class trip.
Yep. Yes.
Class trip.
Yeah. Like I want to go to Strand. I want to go to Powell's one day.
I want to go to Powell's so bad.
So what's that one?
Badly. Like so badly.
What's Powell's?
So badly.
Powell's is the biggest independent bookstore either in the world or at least in the country, and it's in Portland.
Yep.
Oregon?
Yeah. Oh, if it was in Maine, I would have already driven there.
There's a Portland, Maine?
Yes, there's a Portland, Maine.
I've never been to Maine or Oregon. I've only been to a couple. I've only been to a couple of the East Coast states. I've been in Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Emma.
And New York.
We're going to give you a map test.
I know where they are.
We
had to learn the map of the United States when I was a junior in high school, and we had to learn the capitals and where all the states were. My favorite thing is I had a friend who she put Oregon and Washington, she mixed them, and she's like, I can never remember which one's on top. And I'm like, Washington! Oregon's right above California.
The man and I, when we did our road trip, we went to, one of the places we went to was New Orleans, which I fell in love with. And I can't wait to go back because there's some bookstores I want to hit there.
And you guys also, if you guys ever come to Michigan, I live right near Detroit, but like not, since I'm not like in it, we can like go around Metro Detroit, which has a bunch of stuff.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
And I know Jesus doesn't want to come to Detroit, but it's whatever.
Jesus. He's annoying me with this whole traveling thing at the moment. My question still is, what would he have done if we were going to Spain? Because that was the original plan.
I think he would have sucked it up because he'd be going to his place, not yours.
Ooh, bingo, 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 bing, 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 bing.
Because that's men are stupid.
Yeah, they are stupid. He's just scared. Honestly, between us girls and the internet, I think he's just scared of the South. Because for some reason he thinks the South is going to kill him.
He's not going to get hate crimed.
You know, and I mean, listen, there are some parts of the South where, like, I won't go, but North Carolina's fine. I mean,
he like really won't go south in New Jersey, and I'm like, I understand that America has this
America's racist, but Jesus is a white man.
Yes, I understand that he thinks that people will be upset about his accent and his name, but also like,
don't tell them your name.
It's just all very like, where does he think I'm taking him? And also, even if I was taking you there,
going to North Carolina, right?
Yeah,
that's like not too bad. That's still like
even if I was taking you somewhere, like, shut up, like you're like, nothing's gonna happen to you. Because I wouldn't let it, and two, like, relax.
We gotta figure that part out, because you know.
He does have to go see my dad. Yeah.
Like, if he didn't want to go to like Missouri or like Mississippi, maybe.
Ooh,
or like Arkansas. Is Mississippi that bad? I have never been.
I mean, I'm not going and staying there. What?
Oh, no. I wouldn't go to Arkansas either.
No, ma'am. Like Mississippi? Oh,
Arkansas.
No.
Did I tell you guys?
Like, why would you go there anyway?
Yeah.
Like, what is there to even do in Mississippi?
I don't know, but
I'm sorry to anybody who lives in Mississippi. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but like, what is there?
If someone invited me, the answer would be absolutely not.
Like, I can't even think of like a tourist thing.
Not. Like, no. I'm not going there. That's
like
no.
I told you guys, my friend Sarah, who lives in Arkansas, they have literally the most racist town in America, or at least it's been dubbed like that. And they have like billboards for like white power and like white family radio. It's like Harrison. It's like Harrison, Arkansas, and it's like the Klan had billboards and stuff. I'm like, why is that legal? I was like, how is that legal?
No, thank you. Think about like you could make debates about Georgia and stuff, you know, because you're in the deep South. But like you've got Savannah. You've got Savannah. There's places you can pick to go, but I just can't think about like I can't think of anything in Mississippi. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't be like, here's the tourist spot.
Quick little shout out for Savannah, Georgia, for the Book Lady Bookstore in Savannah, Georgia. My favorite. Hey, folks. Ooh. How you doing?
I've never been to
There's
Savannah.
Not like a big city. St. Louis. No, that's Missouri. Is there a big city in Mississippi?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like what would be the tourist in Mississippi.
I don't know.
The river.
It's not
maybe.
Right for me. It's not. Right.
Now I'm Googling. I've never thought about it. I don't think there's like a big. I'm gonna Google
tourism, Mississippi.
They could be like, Mississippi has one of the biggest and best used bookstores in the world. Guess what? This lady's never gonna see it.
No. Biloxi. Natchez. Biloxi. Okay.
Yeah.
Vicksburg, Civil War history. No. Jackson. Mm-hmm. That sounds.
It's like I love to visit Tennessee because I love Nashville. Not gonna ever live in Tennessee.
I'd love to live in the Smokies.
Not gonna ever. I was like, I don't trust that. Are you kidding me? I don't trust that.
I get it.
think
Trust that.
if I were to
I
live
get it.
anywhere but Michigan, I would have to be directly East Coast
We're
or
nice
like
over here.
or like Northwest, like Oregon, Washington.
If
Because
I move anywhere, it's gonna be out of the United States. Out.
I
of it.
like the East Coast.
I
East Coast is
can't.
nice.
I don't really like. Okay, I kind of like Chicago, but like I also don't know if I'd want to live near there. I hate Ohio. I absolutely hate Ohio with everything in my being. Indiana's boring. Illinois.
I'm sorry,
okay,
Ohioans.
I guess.
I've
No,
been
not
to
even.
Indiana twice because one of my dear friends moved from here to Michigan City, Indiana. So I've been down there twice to visit her.
I think I've been in Indiana. Yeah, I've been in Indiana.
I've been to
It was a
Fort
fun
Wayne,
drive,
Indiana for the Vera Bradley
An easy
outlet
drive.
sale.
Just go down.
It's just very like.
Yep.
It's just like Midwest states. I think I could also do like Minnesota or like.
Ugh.
Okay, maybe not Minnesota. Wisconsin,
It's too
maybe.
cold there for. It's too cold for Naomi. You can't say Wisconsin or Minnesota for Naomi. Naomi's like, I
like cold, so I'm okay with that.
I was raised in California, so like I like warm weather. I like sunshine. Even me living here, it's like this is the worst. We have a winter here. This is terrible. Not my preference.
like having seasons.
I like having a long winter.
I don't need them.
I wish we had a shorter spring.
I like summer. But California summer where the heat's dry, not like here where I am where it's like super humid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, for me, it was 80 on Sunday, and now it's been in like the 40s and 50s. But when it was 80 on Sunday, I was sweating. I was dying. I was like, no, absolutely not. I am not ready for it to be like this every single day.
Bring it on.
I just hate being sweaty. I hate being sweaty.
Bring it on.
Don't ask me to do things. Like there's a point at which it's.
Also, do your guys' house have central air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine does not, so that may also play into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I live in the top of my house.
Oh,
yeah. That's why people used to have sleeping porches. Look at Emma's face. She doesn't know what a sleeping porch is. So
it's like when somebody is that like a screened-in porch?
Yes, and you would put the beds out there. You'd have little beds out there, and you'd sleep there in the summer because it's hot in the house, especially if you have an upstairs.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Emma's like,
it's nice.
Pass on all of
it was nice. We used to do it as kids. We would sleep on grandma's
My next door neighbor has a screened-in front porch.
Yeah, and that's where you would sleep out in the summer.
I don't think so, but but for me, I have this will be my second summer borrowing my friend's like air conditioning standing unit that has a hose that connects to the window.
Why don't you just get an in-window AC? They're so cheap.
We had that, but I'm also on the second floor and it makes me really nervous. So the standing one
because everything makes our little Emma nervous.
I'm afraid of it falling out the window. It's
an in-window AC. It is made for the window.
I'm nervous about it though, because we had those. We had them and they were really old. But I'm just.
Did they ever fall out? Did they ever fall out?
One did, yeah.
You listen. The new ones are so nice, and you can get a really good one for like under $250.
Are we sending Emma an air conditioning unit? Is this what's happening?
I have one. I have one. I have this standing air conditioner that has the hose that connects to the window, and it's new, and I'm borrowing it from my friend. I used it last summer, and I just put a fan in front of it, and it propels the air through the room, because I'm also next to my attic, which heats up like crazy, too. But it works, and it's fine. I'm just not ready to have that yet.
Emma you are strange sometimes. I love you.
Thank you. I like my things in the certain, like my mom's always like, if it's too hot upstairs, just come sleep downstairs. I'm like, first of all, I'm not sleeping in the haunted room. Second of all, because the side room was my dad's room before he passed. And so he didn't die in there, but I don't want to get spooked in the middle of the night. Also, I like having my things around me.
Oh, I get it.
Like my mom had to.
I'm going
My
back to sleeping porch.
I'm
My
going back
mom-
to in-window AC unit.
My mom would like stay. Where did she stay overnight? I think she stayed at my Uncle Kevin's overnight or somewhere, and I had to sleep downstairs in her room, so because that's where the dogs sleep. They sleep in her bed with her, and they will not sleep anywhere else. And Foofy, if he's in a new room, he'll pee or poop or do something. So what I did was I brought all my Squishmallows downstairs. I brought all my things that were on my side table, and I set it up so it was similar to my room. And I brought my blankets down, and I was like, I am ready to sleep now.
Wow.
She nested. She nested hard.
Yeah.
I needed my things because I felt nervous.
How are you going to visit us? Are you going to bring a truck?
No, when
with all your
I'm visiting people, I'll probably bring one, but that's fine. I know you guys have like pillows and blankets, so that won't be a big deal. Usually I bring a Squishmallow as a pillow, but like when I'm moving, that was just for the night. Because if I'm going to somebody else's house, I already know I can't take my things. So I prepare what things I can take. But if I'm moving like rooms in my house and I'm sleeping there.
Right.
It's weird. Probably should go back to therapy for it. But it's fine.
Okay. Emma, we love you very much. You weird little lady, you.
If our audience hasn't noticed, we have moved on past this book because we're done.
We're done. It's over.
It's done.
There's not.
What is there to talk
much.
about?
There's nothing else to talk about with this book. Nothing.
Everybody's itching. How has she not had 97 babies?
Everybody's itching. Folks are scratching.
She's scratching.
No one knows what birth control is.
Maybe they've all had vasectomies.
No, that has not happened. That has not happened. We're just we're to believe that they just
she's just
make other humans. And
she's just not fertile.
Is not a thing in their realm.
No one's fertile. No one can get diseases.
It's a den of sepsis and syphilis.
That's it. That's it.
Den of VDs.
Right. Just
see, you know what? That should be like somebody should like rewrite this whenever the copyright, if there is a copyright. Like there's this guy who wrote The Great Gatsby, he added in every chapter one sentence that alluded to Nick having scoliosis. So it's The Great Gatsby if Nick had scoliosis.
Oh, that's funny.
And he could publish it and make money off of it because the copyright
it's in the public domain. Yeah,
it's in the public domain now, so he could do that. So whenever this is like public domain, if it's not already, I don't know how that works for like books that aren't classics.
It's like 40 or 50 years or something.
In 40 or 50 years, somebody should rewrite this and make it den of syphilis and sepsis.
They all have syphilis. Everybody has syphilis.
And then at the end, there's a newborn baby viper.
But if they all have syphilis, that baby's possibly blind.
Well,
what?
Yes, if you give birth, syphilis is one of the few diseases that will pass from the mother to the baby at birth. So the babies can be
Nope, doesn't work like that.
The baby, you can have often the babies are born blind. They can have other like deformities, like
unless
syphilis.
You're a viper.
Unless you're a viper.
I wasn't taught about STDs.
We're having a public health. This is like part public health, part sex. This is
I will tell you exactly.
This is why this is one of the only STDs they check for when you're pregnant. It's one of the only STDs they check for because you can screw up your baby real hard if you have syphilis. But it's treatable.
When I had my health class, this is what we were told.
You went to Catholic school.
You will get it. You will get an STD, or there are STDs.
You went to Catholic school.
Wow.
This is what I'm surprised they even told you that.
My teacher, gotta love him, but he also could not say the word menstruation and with a straight face in front of the class.
Wow.
Come back next week when we discuss chlamydia.
Well, that was our Den of Vipers buddy read. We had a good time. Please don't forget to
And then we didn't have a good time.
Video.
And then we went on a tangent, as we do.
Yes,
Next
we're very
month for TBR
tangential.
SmutDown is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. I keep wanting to call her Katie Roberts for some reason, but it's this book.
I have higher hopes for that one.
I do too. I've heard that this one is really good. And also it's like it's a whole Wicked Villain series, and the next one I think is like Meg, Hercules, and Hades.
Okay.
Something like
having
that.
A threesome?
Maybe. I heard whisperings about it, and I'm like,
well, it'll be interesting to compare the different kinds of smutty books. This is a new genre for me, folks. Okay.
I just like the breadth of our little TBR lowdown, right? We have the more intellectual passing reading project, which Naomi and I were doing right before this for 2 hours, which is and then like the next layer down is just regular TBR lowdown, which is just enjoying good reads that are out there in the world. And then the next layer down, TBR SmutDown.
Right. So basically, folks, we've got you covered. We've got you covered.
we have range.
Highbrow. We got you lowbrow. We got in
right.
between.
That's right. That's right.
We're hitting all the signs.
We are. Join us. Did I say join our Discord?
There will be something for everybody.
Links in our Instagram bio at TBR Lowdown.
Okay. Yes. All right. Let's wrap this up because Naomi and I have been on live streams for 3 hours.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
I need to do something else with my life now. How do people stream? How do gamers stream for 90? I mean, because they're just playing games, right? Because they're playing games, so they don't realize that they're streaming for 5 hours.
I guess, yeah, because we're actually talking.
We're
talking. It's not. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I was gonna film videos today, but now I'm not.
Also, I'm getting back into.
I just can't. I can't.
I'm getting back into NetGalley.
Oh gosh,
for everybody.
I don't want to talk about my NetGalley. That's my dirty little secret.
Oh,
that's my dirty Bookstagram secret.
Well, here's my thing. I had a panic moment last night because I'm doing the book tour for Ace of Spades, but Frida, I cannot pronounce her last name. I will learn how to pronounce her last name, but her name is Frida. I can't. But it's this book. Let me pull up the cover. Is this book, and there is her name.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting that book.
I'm doing the book talk tour for it at the end of the month, and I hadn't gotten the e-arc yet, and I was kind of like, I'm kind of a slow reader. I'm kind of gonna want this, and so I messaged my friend Ramila, and I was like, who's also on the tour. I'm like, hey, do you know when they're sending these out? And she's like, you didn't get it yet? She's like, you got to email them. So I got it this morning after emailing them. So I'm very excited for that. And then I have the Anastasia retelling that I'm getting relatively soon.
That one I'm excited for you to read because I hope it makes you really happy.
I'm so excited.
All about the.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it to get.
Okay, I'm gonna end this broadcast and then we can just because I want to ask you guys something when this is over. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Right, goodbye.
Thanks for tuning into this discussion of Den of Vipers. Follow us everywhere, TBR Lowdown on Twitch, on Bookstagram. Thanks so much for all your support.
Goodbye. Bye.